Imagine a man whose very presence could silence a room. A man whose eyes alone could play both hero and villain. A man whose voice carried the weight of Shakespeare, yet could terrify you as General Zod in Superman. That man was Terence Stamp. And today, we remember the life of a legend who left behind one of the most unforgettable legacies in film history. Terence Henry Stamp was born on July 22, 1938, in Stepney, East London. His beginnings were humble. His father was a tugboat captain, often away at sea, and his childhood was shaped by the hardships of post-war Britain. Yet from an early age, Stamp carried something unusual, an aura that set him apart. After studying at the Webber Douglas Academy of Dramatic Art, he burst into cinema with a performance that instantly made critics take notice. His breakthrough came in 1962 with Billy Budd. Playing the innocent angelic sailor Billy, Stamp stunned audiences. And this wasn't just a good debut. It earned him an Academy Award nomination and a Golden Globe win. Overnight, Terence Stamp was no longer just an East London boy. He was Hollywood's new obsession. The 1960s were the golden years of Terence Stamp. With his striking looks and piercing blue eyes, he became the face of a new kind of British cinema, cool, mysterious, and deeply seductive. He starred in The Collector, 1965, where he played a chilling psychopath who kidnaps a young woman. The role was disturbing, yet fascinating, and it proved Stamp could master the art of playing villains with terrifying elegance. But outside the screen, his life was equally glamorous. He was linked with some of the most famous women of his time, including supermodel Jean Shrimpton, becoming one half of what the press called the most beautiful couple in the world. He lived the life of a star, yet always seemed slightly detached, like a man aware that fame was fleeting. But by the 1970s, Terence Stamp's career took an unexpected turn. The roles stopped coming. The Hollywood spotlight that once adored him suddenly shifted away. Many actors would have disappeared forever at this point, but Stamp chose a different path. He spent much of the decade traveling, exploring India, immersing himself in spirituality, meditation, and self-discovery. He later admitted that this period, though difficult, shaped him as both a man and an actor. And then in the late 70s, he returned to the screen with a bang. In 1978, Stamp played one of cinema's most iconic villains, General Zod in Superman. With just a few lines, he commanded the screen. His chilling demand, "Kneel before Zod," became a catchphrase that still echoes through pop culture decades later. From that moment, Terence Stamp carved out a new identity. He became the master of sophisticated villains, the kind who didn't need to scream or shout because their very silence was terrifying. But his career wasn't limited to evil roles. He surprised audiences again and again. In 1994, he starred in The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, playing a transgender woman with both humor and heartbreaking dignity. This role reminded the world that Stamp wasn't just a villain. He was an actor of extraordinary depth and courage. He later shone in Steven Soderbergh's Limey, 1999, where he played a vengeful father with brutal intensity. The performance earned him a new wave of critical acclaim, proving that, even decades into his career, Terence Stamp still had the power to astonish. Over the years, Stamp received some of cinema's highest honors: the Cannes Film Festival Award, the Silver Bear, and nominations for 2 BAFTAs. In 1995, Empire magazine named him one of the asterisk 100 sexiest film stars of all time. But beyond awards, his real achievement was something greater. He became a timeless figure. He represented elegance, danger, and mystery all in one. Every role, no matter how big or small, was elevated by his presence. He wasn't just acting. He was commanding attention. Even in his later years, he continued working, bringing that same intensity to films like Valkyrie, 2008, and Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, 2016. Until the very end, Terence Stamp remained a force in cinema. On August 17, 2025, the world lost Terence Stamp at the age of 87. For many, it felt like the end of an era. He had lived through 6 decades of film history, leaving behind unforgettable performances. But here's the twist. Though his life has ended, his legacy has not. Because every time someone discovers a collector, or hears the words "Kneel before Zod," or watches his heartbreaking performance in Priscilla, Terence Stamp lives again. His work, his voice, his presence, they're immortal. So today, as we say farewell to Terence Stamp, we are reminded of something powerful. Legends never truly die. They live on in the characters they created, in the emotions they stirred, and in the memories we keep alive. If Terence Stamp's work touched your life, even in a single moment, then let us honor him together. Share your favorite performance of his in the comments, and subscribe to our channel as we continue to remember the icons who shaped our world. Because stories like his should never be forgotten.